So, that was just bad strategy overall. Like, stealing home is one thing, but not on the second pitch, man. I would have understood if it was a wild pitch, but that wasn't at all what happened there. So luckily the show only counts that as one out and resets the count, because that could easily have been one out, and Bryant would still be on 2 strikes with at bat.
Not like he can do any worse. That's right. And it's hit! This will be a run scored! Bryant Chivalry with the hit! A blind squirrel gets a nut every once in a while, too. Safe, 1 run!
That's a great job by Bryant to be able to pick up on that breaking ball to drive in Kareem for 1 run, which might be the difference when this is all said and done, honestly. On the second at bat, it's clear that John Rocker is absolutely pissed here.
Rocker sends, he has to pitch a fastball. That's a strike. Way inside on Brian Chapman. Chapman, looking scared. You got Rocker past.
Rocker proceeds to mow him down in 3 pitches max, and then Charlie and his brother are up next. And the first pitch?
First offering to Charlie Brenneman. Strike 1.
Oh, nerves. I'll get that to nerves.
Dig it, bro.
Charlie's not able to get contact on the second pitch either, but here we go, facing the strikeout potentially.
There is more.
And again, it's funny how bad John Rocker is after all of these evidence is actually crazy. Like, he didn't know what show beat him. Like, the show beat up him, not Jones. But Charlie didn't want this guy gotta get him out. I thought that there would be a chance for them to try a sacrifice bunt at any time, but no. In the same time, Charlie's doing a nasty pitch sequence and has no shot by only 2 breaks. On the next after that, Rocker strikes out with 3 straight breaking balls, and that's it. They only get 1 run. Last is Aaron, who already has the advantage because he's left-handed and gets shot. So let's see that no baseball. If you're a lefty pitcher against a lefty hitter, the lefty hitter has a harder time seeing the ball than the left-handed pitcher. So keep in mind that Eric is already Joe, and now has to go up against left-handed. He takes the first pitch for a strike, and the second pitch for a breaking ball. Also, like, here's the thing. I don't think the umpire is bad. I'm gonna go with that. Earlier in Ryan and Charlie at bats, he was calling the strikes out a little bit too. I think they were far outside. Maybe the robotic was really able to say their chance, but since that it was the early 2000s. All right, Eric, what you got, buddy? First off, that's one of the craziest things I can see. As the ball goes down the first and the hand crossing Eric's territory. 2 props to Eric to be able to hustle and keep the ball out for the run.
Take a breath, take a breath.
Experts at PSA to be examined.
We confirmed that they to Eric here for and that is our fault for today. It's still way better show for Eric, which is the ball and so. But enough time for building. Next up is the basketball. Meanwhile, how they change, Brian's giving his points by Prescott, someone that faced off against him. It is a Next up, we have a little bit of 2-on-2, just straight up.
If you guys can get a victory here in matchup 2 versus Clyde and X, you guys will have a bye going into overtime, and you'll have a leg up on that Dodge Caliber. It's got pro strength, 3 available engines, including a 2.4-liter engine, 173 horsepower, and a lot of strength in that car.
I get that Dodge function does, but dude. Feel a little more chill about it. First up is Charlie and his brother, and I don't know if they are doing. Ben. What was that, buddy? You can't afford to do that over there. Because we're getting a montage of the road, just smoking them. Rose with the 18 points before Charlie banks one in. But it's alright, because Clyde is still able to dunk down the game. Eric and Andrew go up. Eric is already really short.
Classic Joe.
He's able to find their straight out of David anyone.
Nice man. Passes it. Excellent.
So I guess now the place all I know is that Andy is able to just for a nice shot. Because that jumper is super easy. Like, not even for these like two completely if I was there for I was like Andy right here.
Andy Bolden with the shot. It's
And I feel like we have some men directly. Eric and Andy fall to the lead, and now it's time for Brian into the lead. Let's see what they can do. Now, while the pros are getting a little bit tired,
Yeah.
Digger and Walter and jump out to the 6th lead. It's 8-3 now, and it's looking pretty good. Like they need this basket or else I'll be unlikely back there to get the ball again. It's a nice little mid-range jumper there to clinch the basketball round with Brian, and we're heading to round number 3. I gotta say, man, like that was pretty close, honestly. And now round number 3 is the football round.
Something gets broken. Might be a rib, might be a leg, an arm. Something will get broken.
And don't grab the Brennan brothers need to win this round, or else they are going home flat out. The Joes will have first and goal to score as many touchdowns, and whoever scores the most touchdowns wins the round.
Are the only Joe team without a victory. If you guys don't get a victory here in matchup 3, you will be headed back to Pennsylvania with nothing. That'll be a shame, because you'll miss out on that brand new 2007 Dodge Caliber. You got to split fold-down seats in the back, so there'll be plenty of room to tote around your gear or to keep
Enough with the Dodge promo. Alright? Eric and Andy go up first, and I just gotta say, no matter how you slice it, having Andy play offensive line is diabolical.
Free the prisoners from the cops.
Eric James now into the chains there. 0 yards gain, first down.
I love how Kareem is here on the sideline with me. Bro, I am his sister. This whole show for the year, your idea, man. Fair game, you don't have any ideas. Even though if you take the shoot one of them and get 20 yards, third down. It's and the fourth down is still any better. Then we find out that interstate football, Ireland. He's just like me for real. I've never played it either. So I'm not going up against two former NFL players. I'll tell you that.
First time?
Let's do it.
Because it's true. Okay. You need to get this thing on the chin. You never had a help lift?
No.
For you,
First down, 3 flying at negative 1 yard. Second down was better.
Keep it tucked. We have liberated half of the prisoners.
I'm sorry, I lied right there. On third down, they lose another yard. Face to face with reality. There's a little possibility. It's not the fourth down where they do white out more, and let's see if that helps.
Well fought, my brothers. All of
It
those
doesn't.
prisoners
It didn't
have
help
been
that
liberated.
three minute grind, so
Brothers,
yeah.
reach the
Now
gates
it's
for the
start
freedom
class
community.
up is Charlie and Andrew, and they need to win this competition to stay in. First down.
Fuck.
Texas is the open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts. They do taxes, so you can look out with confidence. This is Texas.
Look, man, props to Charlie for fighting for getting those 3 yards. That 3 yards, that's like a 30 shot.
God, you guys are making me want to just laugh.
Second down. Charlie and Ben did not lose any more yards, and they'll be in contention for the overtime tiebreaker. They lose 1 yard on third down, and with fourth down, and some type of Dodge car on the line. I don't remember. What you got for me, Charlie?
Stands for Ben Ready.
What a play. And now everyone has 1 win.
Good night, baby. Saggy. Don't be stupid, please. Alright, I'm asleep then.
They have to like all decide which Joe goes home. I hate that. I wish there was a tiebreaker that dealt with more athletic competition, and I don't like this. So the pros turned out and have made a decision.
The 6 years, we like to see it taking place right now. We're going to take off
Thank God for those kickers. I would have been upset. This is the foot down we're talking about here.
whichever Joe Chief finishes with the lowest is going to roll out in a pair of these. Look at that. Brand new 2000s.
The gates have almost fallen.
It's over.
Enough with the car. So in the first overtime challenge, we have basketball where one person has to go get a rebound over to Daniel, while the other has to score on the rest of them. Up first is Kareem and Bryant, and Kareem tried his best on Vader and Daniel, but he just gets bullied for around 30 seconds before the ball. Bryant and Clyde go for a rebound, waiting up, it's not going quickly. Bryant clocks out at a minute, and immediately they go to baseball. A minute and 40 this overtime set. This is the first overtime of the season where each Joe was all of the events at once. Instead of each Joe take part and they all stop. And we'll find some of this. This next event, and you guys gotta lock in on me here, guys, is to wrestle John Rocker off of the mound after he throws the ball near your head. Spike TV much? Part of me feels that John Rocker questioned this himself, but I think that the other pitcher, Dave Stewart, should not have done this. Kareem tags Bryant, but not after he's gotten his ass whooped. Like, absolute ass whooped. And Bryant keeps getting thrown out all the time because he's so clearly gassed. It's not even, he can barely get the first base guy. It's a good thing that it's mostly football, right, guys? Kareem has 1 minute to recover. And I gotta tell you, these guys don't have any stamina left at all. And I don't blame them. It's the third event.
Second fumble, and Kareem has no chance. With the straight arm, then gets on the ball. Clock continues to tick. Kareem diving for the ball. Makes a great effort, but can't get to it. Goldberg makes the easy recovery. Ball's out, Bill Goldberg climbing on it.
There are only a few captains
Kareem
left.
times out and throws it to Bryant, who has to pass Kevin Green for a touchdown, and these two are running on. Absolutely wild. Brian Green had about 6 minutes on the clock, and our date was so I don't know but I'm off the ground, but that's
Free online games for PC and mobile. Plus games for boys and girls. Puzzle and casual games, legend games, and more fun games. All games are free. Download, updated daily. Play smart.
Brian, do you like running overtime? He's not talking. Government, look at him. Yeah. Sit up. Sit up. Sit up. It's best that Brian can't take a ride on this ball. Begins with dog check now. Brian is bringing the lead for 6:02.
what's even wilder that Brian had to go to the hospital for this. Like, I know that the folks were joking about, oh, that send you to the hospital. You died from these things, you end up like Brian had to get I really hope he wins now. I don't really see him happen for that, but I do hope he wins. Next up is Eric and Andy. They have Eric on the rebounding, but Andy is the best basketball player. I don't think that Eric is going to be able to get a rebound. They say that Andy's too tall and fit. Yeah. Eric, it's time for Andy to try to score.
He launches the fadeaway. Oh, please. Eric and Andy have a bit to get over to the baseball diamond and change for the next event. Show team number 2 finished with a time of 1:23.
The fact that Pedro Silva is absolutely in shock about all of this, absolutely amazing, because that might be the most clutch shot I have ever seen. And I think that punch was right about Andy being like a men's league basketball player or something. But he's good. It's a tough shot. It's a flying direction. Next round is wrestling John Rocker, and I want to remind you guys that John Rocker is 6'4", 210 around. Eric puts up a great fight, but John Rocker is strong as hell. Now, in the first run, Andy was so close, but he was barely caught out. His second and third runs, he sets in for the field, he times out, but because of his fadeaway shot, they still have a 17-second lead shot. On their football run, Andy versus play by Andy might be the MVP of this game that's upset because one of the this gives Aaron a full chance to put the pressure on Charlie. And say that because Kevin's works is pretty hard. While they're not just that. That's a Hall of Fame football player right here.
There, James. Taking Kevin Green again with a tackle. This is a matchup, but Eric James and Andy Moline are having a pretty good time here. The boys get to the game balls, and we have new leaders.
Eric and Andy's got a new score to beat thanks to Andy's clutchness. And last up, finally, is Charlie and his brother. Let's see what Charlie tries to beat on.
Backside, in for the bounce.
He's getting it. Luckily for him, he's able to get a ball rebound and able to take it. But now Ben has to score back. First 3 seconds, Ben had the touchdown. The way to stop like, that could have gone for them, and that might be a miracle shot because that's the only shot I've seen Ben make this entire show, but he counts. Now this is what I'm looking for the rest of this run. I think that Charlie's deep on rest of the year has to go against Rock. Right? They're 22 seconds behind now, and the perfect time to make it. Right, Charlie? While that wasn't actual wrestling, great work, Charlie. And now it's time for Ben here. And Darren is still good as ever. And no one is able to get the first the entire show. The good news is that Charlie was able to flip the entire round 10. And now they have a 14-second lead, and it all comes down to football, guys. It is Ben versus Gold. Let's see how the second try. Well, as Ben comes out with all down, 8 seconds. If only 2 shots a Dodge. Whatever kind of car that Dodge car was, I have no idea. That's my number. Oh, Charles Clark was able to do it. It's absolutely insane. This thing, like, this is how you end up for the first of the season. I gotta give props to Andy and Eric, man, that was absolutely dynamite. It's so close. Look at the end. And the one time, the creator of the game, I love everything else. It's constantly entertaining, inspired by some of the best creators and projects in the space. It doesn't matter the genre. For example, one of my favorite sports creators, NiteFite, has a series called Beyond the Bleachers. They break down the correlation between the geography and impact of stadium locations all around the world. Episode 1 compares European football stadiums to American football stadiums. Episode 2 examines the size and age of stadiums between Europe and North America, while Episode 3 explores the diverse cultures that stadiums foster. It's a riveting commentary that answers a lot of questions I have about stadium locations, how it severely affects us as fans. Beyond the bleachers in the show original network, the creator-owned streaming service that I am very proud to be a part of. It is the incredible and one of the best creators in the world. Sponsor of this video. The best way to support me is by signing up for Nebula with my link. There are multiple plans that you can do to help support me. There's a one-time lifetime payment of $300 where you get Nebula forever. But if you want to go year by year, that's more than fine too. With my link, you get a special discount for the annual plan while supporting me directly in the process. A nice portion of that money will go directly to me as long as you are subscribed. That helps with the consistency and quantity of the content that you'll get. Support me and the many other awesome creators today by signing up for Nebula today. Thanks for watching, y'all. And what a first season, guys. I am so excited for season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5. If you guys will let me, if you guys want me to review these, feel free to comment. Thank you guys for making these videos so successful on the channel. I love doing this. I love talking about these kind of sports, and I hope you guys love watching this. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Love y'all.
The racing of Uskandir. For the red and black! Be ready! They come! We will bring this ostentatious city to its knees. For the order! Use the explosives to bring down that lighthouse!
Let's see. Generator works. Each other. It's one of the few events where the Joes get to go at the same time, and it's great because in track, it's easier to stay motivated when you know you have a chance to not lose. It also matters a lot what lane you're in, right? I hope you guys understand. The reason why in track is because you see the faster 200-meter runners are in like lane 3 to 5, and the slower runners are in the outer lanes, 1 and 8. That's because the curve is different. And I'm telling you, running that curve in lane 1 or 8 is a way more brutal race than the other lanes. When I ran track, it was the third lane 5, but it varies per person. Enough talking about that. Let's view some of the race, shall we?
Yeah, they're off. And let's go all the way around the inside lane. Chris definitely all the way behind. And Franklin and when waving on and turning on in the straightaway.
So a couple of things here. You see gas. Yes, just that fast. As you can see, Chris was very far in last because he popped up as soon as the gun went off. One of the first things in track and field you learn is that you do not want to do that because you're not able to accelerate. Also, Chris was kind of coached from the beginning because he does not lift his knees up when he runs, so his stride length takes a huge hit, and he's already short. You gotta maximize your stride length, especially in the 200. You're gonna need it. Yeah, finishes in 22 seconds, beating the other Joes with ease. And keep in mind, he was taunting for a little bit. He was trolling for the race, and Chris gets last. Franklin gets first, and Charlie gets second. Now it's time for Charlie to face Justin. This is wild for Charlie. An event for every second match. Why would you provoke the guy that just taunted you? Anyway, Justin, it's time.
There's the gun. Here we go. Justin was in He's frozen. Charlie's struggling always giving his all. This is close. He comes to beat Justin.
It's crazy that I can tell that Justin is out here casually coasting and he smokes Charlie with ease. In a pro 100-meter dash race, just 1/10 of a second is considered a big enough difference. Charlie just lost by 2 whole seconds. Now Franklin has to finish within Justin. That's
Turning and blocking Gaylord is close to the finish line. Just
The lighthouse is teetering!
Justin finishing with it.
Well done! The lighthouse has collapsed!
Franklin crosses the finish line in 12.29 seconds. That means he loses by 1.04 seconds.
Capture the bridge and gain access to the city.
Justin, so he wins matchup 1.
So even though Frank is the winner of the challenge, I want to give Gatlin props for running basically the exact same time as the first 100-meter race to make things some kind of fair. And this was a good idea for a pros versus Joe's event. And I wasn't expecting for Franklin to win. I saw him run in the audition. I was not expecting him to win.
What I want to know is, did you even break a sweat?
No. That was too hard for me.
Okay.
Up next is bunting against Darren Dalton. Franklin says that this is not his #1 sport, and honestly, Franklin, I don't know what it is. They give the Joes a bone, they put balls in the way of Dalton to see if that can help them against him trying to throw them out at first. Charlie's up first and says that he played baseball, but... To get their run out and not hit him. For the next try, Charlie is able to perfectly lay one down the wall. All this means to get it, or our ball play of the day. Remember ball guys, maybe on time. Charlie is able to punt it down the first baseline perfectly to a place where Dalton can't even get to. Well, you punt it in those crevices, little small spaces, that's some play. But if you bunt it over the wall, that can turn it in. And on try number 4, it's a close call, but Dalton is able to get him by step. And on try 5, it also goes that way. And it's Charlie Brennan and only 2 bunt singles. And that's the one with the baseball bat. No, Frisbees are really good. Let's see what happens. Oh, so it looks like Frisbee's never played baseball before. Great, so we go just... This might not be good for him. On the second one, he is able to perfectly place one near the blinders, and Dalton makes an errant throw that the umpire gives Chris the hit. Chris's second and third try are close, but he just doesn't have the speed of the other 2 competitors, which just gives Dalton way more time to just throw him out with ease. Frank comes up next and tries to bunt up the left side. It doesn't work, but it's the first time someone's tried to bunt down the third base. On try number 2, Franklin bunts it far up the first baseline, and that is an out. And then Franklin breaks his back. With 2 outs for Franklin, he's able to bunt perfectly through the gap for 1 run. And then the last one. Because I'm Franklin, I'm a little bit upset because I fought super hard, but it's alright. Charlie takes that round. Next round is football, which to me was a little bit weird because usually round 3 is something no one is good at. But there we have Herschel Walker. So, what are we doing? Oh, we're doing a punt, pass, and kick. This is going to be interesting, and this is going to take accuracy and strength also. So basically, if the punt pass and kick, distance matters, but as close as you are to that line, for every yard you are away from that line, it takes off your accuracy. In terms of the Joe's getting a pick approach, Drake and you stop.
I think Dominique, I think he might be a little uncoordinated on the taking aspect of the game. If he Dominique Wilkins was on the vortex. Let's see.
Chris picks Herschel Walker because he wants no parts of Randy Chastain, which I think is very smart. And Charlie goes up against Brandy. Brandy goes first and says that she's never taped a football. It's like everything, right? You've done this before.
We have captured the
First kick
ring.
out.
For the order.
Randy Chastain. First kick out. Looking like military without the
Move
big.
through the city gates.
It's checked by Chastain. I couldn't tell if this was sarcasm or true because that's a hell of a kick. Her first kick goes 28 yards. Charlie goes next and he's 1 yard. On the throwing side, Brandy throws 28 yards right down the middle. Accuracy is important here. Charlie then throws 41 yards, which is pretty good. Most importantly, is also accurate. For Brandy, it's time to punt, and it's 21 yards. But she was going for accuracy there, while Charlie has a longer punt, but it's not as accurate, but that's not necessarily the case. The man won by 22 yards, so not bad. Next up is Frank versus Dominique Wilkins. This is Dominique Wilkins is a kick. Dominique Wilkins up first, 6'8", 224. Yes, that kick is way off.
They gave it a new kick. Now they're throwing this kick.
Good Lord, what was that? It's quite accurate. Very accurate. It only nets 1 yard. It only nets 1 yard for this kick. While Franklin squibs it 24 yards. Now it's time for Dominique to pass. Damn! Dominique throws at 42 yards. Franklin counters by throwing at 43 yards. Wilkins makes up for his bad kick by punting at 35 yards, and it all comes down to Franklin.
Nice kick. Beautiful kick by Franklin.
Franklin wins his matchup and climbs in first, and Chris needs to beat Herschel Walker by more than 29. Herschel starts by kicking it 35 yards in on the money. Up next, goes Chris. There's gonna be so thrilled with you. Just can't tell how many. It's over. Herschel passes it around 40 yards. It's forbidden. You can just tell. Like, you're already eliminated.
It's around with the throw. I can't throw it. The team. Not afraid to throw.
This is a little bit so bad that Herschel then turns to him and has this.
Are you sorry you picked me? Am I sorry? No, you should be. I know.
Herschel ends up being up 42 yards and shanks the punt, but Chris needs the kick of his life. And while it is a nice punt to end on, he was in close. And it's time for Franklin versus Charlie in the overtime. Today's overtime challenges are a shooting race with Dominique Wilkins. Then there's chasing Herschel Walker to the end zone. Next up is running against Justin Gatlin again, followed by an aiming challenge with Randy Chastain, and then rounding it out to try to strike out Dan Dalton. On the basketball court, Charlie goes up and instantly tries to shoot a jump on the first 2 runs, but they both miss. But that is a good strategy. You've seen it in the past where they're like, I'm not going to be able to beat him to the basket. I have to fake outside the box. Charlie starts to understand the timing of all certain moves. So Charlie Brown is able to get 30 seconds. Pretty good of all things considered. Franklin goes next and tries to use his size and burst to his advantage. Dominic sees that and decides to shuttle for a jump shot. And it works until around 30 seconds, where Franklin scores first and finishes with 37 seconds. Next up is tackling Herschel Walker. Charlie tries to make the tackle of Herschel and try to run him fast enough. That's right, he has more of a head start. They move him up 5 yards for each given drive. He tries to take a better angle. This kind of time is while Charlie's a good wrestler, he's really not that good of a tackler in this competition, so I don't think he'll have a chance. And he does time. Next up is Franklin, and on the first 2 runs was not close, not even, and took batting. And on run number 3, Franklin had a good chance, but gets hit with a mean stiff arm conversion.
Here we go! Game over time and can't make the play!
That's gotta suck, and this was a group of Joes that didn't look like they needed the ball anyway, so on the track they then have a 60-meter race to try to make things even. Justin Gatlin has to pull 60 pounds of the sled, while the Joes only have to pull 20 pounds. Will that make a difference?
Gatlin pulls it, and Justin Gatlin wins the race. 8.80 seconds. Franklin has a 9.22, and Charlie has a 3.48.
Oh my god, I think the weight helped Franklin more because it was the same weight for Jones, while Charlie Frederick weighs less than Franklin. But then again, Franklin was faster and challenged anyway, so I might just be tripping. I don't know. In the second soccer game, Jones had to kick the ball. Randy Chastain kicks it to a part of the goal to play kick style, and the Jones has a match. After missing the first one, Charlie hits on the second one to advance in 17 seconds. Randy keeps going in the higher ones, and Franklin has trouble with the ball. He gets another third try though, and has a 16-second deficit to catch up. We're heading into the final round, with his time to strike out there. Charlie gets up first and is throwing it way too slow, but Dalton hits one super long. Luckily for Charlie, it's a foul ball, so it counts as a strike. After a second foul ball, Dalton takes a called strike free at 54 seconds. Charlie finishes the entire overtime. And now Frank has to throw 3 strikes in 42 seconds. Too bad Franklin can't freaking throw for shit. Charlie thinks the last round is time to bank. It's still pretty strong showing from all things considered. In last all the goes down, he didn't do that well on the pass and kick, and his both team was just like 2-3 is over. Yes, with Randy Chastain, Herschel Walker, they all did their thing in the overtime round. Dalton was exceptional in the 1-2 round, so I guess I'll give him the number 2 slot. I'll give Walker 3 and Chastain 4. While number 1 is clear as well for Justin Gatlin. He did such a good job of smoking everyone in the draft race and the overtime, where he still beat the Joes, even with 40 more pounds than him. Great work, guys. We have one more episode of this season. We've got a season 2, season 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. I don't know if we're going to do all of these videos will take a long time. So this is fun. I know this after this game, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to cover this all with you guys. As a long-time content creator, I consider myself a student of the game. I love nerding out, being constantly entertained, inspired by some of the best creators and projects in space. It doesn't matter which one. For example, one of my favorite sports creators, NiteFite, has a series called Beyond the Bleachers. They break down the correlation between the geography and impact of stadium locations all around the world. Episode 1 compares European football stadiums to American football stadiums. Episode 2 examines the size and age of stadiums between Europe and North America, while Episode 3 explores the diverse cultures that stadiums foster. It's a riveting commentary that answers a lot of questions I had about stadium location choices and how it subliminally affects us as fans. Beyond the Bleachers is a show original to Netflix, the creator-owned streaming service that I am very proud to be a part of. It is the home of incredible content from some of the best creators in the world, and is the sponsor of this video. The best way to support me is by signing up for Nebula with my link. There are multiple plans that you can do to help support me. There's the one-time lifetime payment of $300, where you get Nebula forever. But if you want to go year by year, that's more than fine too. With my link, you can get a special discount for the annual plan while supporting me directly in the process. A nice portion of that money will go directly to me as long as you are subscribed. That helps with the consistency and quantity of the content that you'll get from me. Support me and the many other awesome creators today by signing up for Nebula today. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you're new here, welcome in. If you know me, welcome back. And today, we're talking about Pros vs. Joes, which is the 2000 Spike Sports show, which allowed regular Joes to face off against pros in some really fun challenges. In this one, we got a little special episode here, and it's the fact that we have 3 returning Joes that won their episode, and they get to bring their friend along. And this time, instead of 5 pros, there are 6 pros that are in 3 pairs of each story. This is the Pros vs. Joes Season 1 finale. Hey guys for watching this video. Feel free to give a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for those of you that support me on Patreon, support me on Nebula. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's introduce the pros. First up is former NBA All-Star team. Daniel, he paired up with NBA Hall of Famer in Clyde Drexler. For baseball, we have wild card pitcher John Rocker and catcher Darren Nolan. On to football, we have Goldberg and Kevin Green. Yes, Goldberg was in the NFL for 4 years, but this time versus Joe's episode is a specific sport of wrestling. What's interesting is that there was always a football player on each team, whether it was Bill Gronkowski, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, Jerry Rice. Actually, Bo Jackson was more baseball in this series. But I am interested in why Goldberg is the pick here. Gold, a miracle, offensive Anyway, let's meet the Joes. First up, Ryan Chapman, the winner of episode 4. Many other releases are showing baseball in the second. And he's brought his friend Kareem with him. I hope we learn a little bit more about sidekicks soon. Joe number 2 is Garrett James from episode 2. And I remember that he with the awful attitude, constantly getting mad at stuff. I can't wait to see if nothing has changed. That's my main guess. I guess that nothing has changed. He's brought his friend Andy. And last up is Charlie Brown, who was the winner of the episode before this one. And this time he brought his brother, Ben. He also brought the trash talk.
And Dunn's there splitting in his catcher's gear. And I want to tell Goldberg it's a good thing I wasn't on the rest of the show.
I don't know what I'm talking about first. It's good old friend. So this time around, we're going to have 3 challenges against a team of pros. And the 2 teams will go into a special with 2 new callers on the line. It's kind of the first matchup. It's small field baseball, and the Joes are talking about why Charlie popped off the Goldberg ball on furlongs. If a player with a if you throw one right here, the first instinct of is step back, then you run into it. So I guess this is going to be a really fun challenge. The first challenge is you have a man on third and have to try to score as many runs as possible. But with an extra incentive.
And it's going to be into the press one retail. And ran in 2007 Dodge Cadillac into the ninth quarter. It's going to be
Not under my
it's working in. It's two. It's up to 420 miles. You don't understand.
No, I don't know what you're saying. So, the car that's a cooler, only works with the car on, right? Right? Frequency, not really incentive. I think free Gatorade for a year or something would have been better incentive, but that's just me. Anyway, Brian didn't bring it around first. The first time Brian takes a call strike, the next pitch, chaos. So, coach is a bad strategy overall. It's even almost one thing, but not on the second pitch. I would have understood if it was a wild pitch, but that wasn't at all what happened. So luckily the show only counts that as 1 out. It resets the count, because that could easily have been 1 out, and Brian would still be on 2 strikes and the bat.
You're doing worse. And it's hit. This will be a run scored. Brian Chapman with the hit.
That was a great job by Brian to be able to pick up on that. Brian didn't want to which one hit. On the second at that hit cleared, and John absolutely mistaked.
Their library is almost completely consumed by flame.
Wave inside of Brian Chapman. Chapman. Look at Stan.
Roger proceeds to vote down in 3 pitches, and then Charlie and his brother. And the first pitch. Oh, nerd, look at this nerd. There you go, bro. Charlie's not even the second pitch. Here we go. See the strikeout. Again, it's funny how mad John Rocker looks after all of this, dude. It's actually crazy. Like, he didn't know what show it would be. Like, the show would be about him, not Joe. But Charlie's able to touch this, and I gotta give him props for that. I thought that there would be a chance for them to try and sacrifice bunt at any time, but no, that doesn't. In the second at bat, Charlie gets hit with a nasty pitch sequence. Has no shot on the final strike. On the next at bat, after that, Rocker strike out. 3 straight so they only get 1 run. And here, who already has the
Gave it to him and she got there.
in the shot. So we'll see that John
After she got done with it, he kept making noise. I gave it to him so he would lay the fuck down. She just finished the water. Gave it to him when it was him.
Okay. He takes the first pitch for a strike, and the second pitch is a breaking ball that